What's going on, guys? It's your boy Josh from Spurs Debate, the YouTube channel. I'm here to give you my combined 11 of Arsenal versus Tottenham. It's the North London derby. Samosas all round, 3 points for everyone. I'm giving chutneys out, samosas out, spring rolls. It's going to be a feast. We're going to feed ourselves. It's going to be like a buffet, and hopefully you're going to come home, and that's going to be it. Do you know what I mean? That's Arsenal's season done in terms of the Premier League. 10-point gap if we win. And you know what? I can't see us letting 10 points go. The famous last words. Make sure I don't have to repeat those last words again. But I see us taking this Tottenham, taking this to Arsenal, taking the game away from them, controlling the game with the ball, and hopefully even controlling the whole 90 minutes in terms of possession, chances created, and just walking out there with 3 points and a big performance is what I'm looking for, guys. You know, all our rival teams are dropping points. Chelsea, West Ham, and Man United and West Ham play. Burnley have scored a goal against Everton as we speak. So Everton are, losing. So this could be the weekend where we genuinely get back into that top four. We're within fingertips of touching the top four. And I feel like we can do it, guys. And you know what? The statement against Arsenal will be everything we need to deliver to show the fans, the Premier League, that Tottenham are truly back. We won 3 on the spin. We've scored a load of goals, clean sheets, go and do Arsenal, and end of story, end of conversation about who's the better team in North London. Of course it's Tottenham, man. There's no question who the better team is. We finished above you for 5 seasons in a row. We've got a better squad, better stadium, better manager. And yes, you got some success in the past, but if you look at it right now, you'd rather play for Spurs. Big up Harry Kane over my left shoulder. My man, always keeping an eye on me. I got my eyes on you, Harry Kane. I'm going to make sure you score as well in that game. I'm going to give you my prediction right now. So, this is how it's going to go down, yeah? So, for me, if we go with a 4-2-3-1, right, which has been the formation that Jose Mourinho has been going with recently, there's not many Arsenal players that make it in the team. I'm going to be fair, and I'm going to try and even be a little bit nice and generous. But even if I try and be nice and generous, the samosas are ours. Do you know what I mean? I might give them a couple of crumbs of my samosa, a little bit off the end, but the whole kind of main samosa is coming back to White Hart Lane. I feel we're going to win this game. And I'll tell you why. The reason we're going to win this game is because purely the players on the pitch. Yeah, we got the better players on the pitch. I feel like both teams will rise to the occasion, and obviously form sometimes goes out the window, and sometimes it's just a case of who finishes their chances. But in terms of the quality on the pitch and the tactics that Jose hopefully puts out there, which is to go for it somewhat more than what we would have done against maybe a Man City or a Bayern Munich or a top team like that, I don't think Arsenal deserve that much respect, guys. I feel like just going 2-0 up, right, and their heads would have dropped by then. Get the 3rd goal. Thank you very much. See you later. I mean, we could even make it embarrassing. But they have got 1 or 2 ballers. So let's go through what I think the lineup's going to be, yeah? So, with the goalkeeper, it's Leno or Lloris. Look, Lloris ain't no superstar. He's made some mistakes this season. But then he's had some great games too, where he's saved us. Do you know what I mean? He's clutched balls out of midair. He's done some amazing shot stopping. Try saying that after you've had a few beers. But yeah, man, he's been all right. Lloris has been all right. He's kind of, it's a mixed bag with Lloris, man. It's not like he's been amazing and he's not been bad, but he's better than Leno. He's better than Leno, man. Leno ain't great. He's got 9 clean sheets, Lloris, and Leno's got 8 clean sheets. And that doesn't tell you the whole story, right? Because, we've had a chopping and changing back 4. Obviously, if you look at games like Liverpool, where Lloris palmed it out with a weak hand to Trent Alexander, and he scored that goal. Even in that Liverpool game, you look at the other goal he should have stopped. You look at Man City's goal, could he have stopped that? You look at certain positions that he takes up, Lloris, and he kind of leaves too much of a gap. He doesn't come out and claim his area. He doesn't come out and take control of his box. Do you know what I mean? I think he lacks a little bit of strength, and I think he kind of sometimes plays it safe, Lloris. But in terms of stopping, like, shots, long shots, he'll tip one over the bar. We've seen it with Joe Hart, can't fly for, you know what I mean? He can't fly for nothing right now. He couldn't even jump, man. And Lloris, in that department is good. So over Leno, I think Leno's an average goalkeeper, guys. I think potentially he might play better at a better club with a better defence in front of him. But I think if you're comparing a World Cup winner and even on current form, if you look at Lloris, 3 clean sheets in a row coming to this game. Leno ain't got 3 clean sheets in a row. They've been leaking goals, Arsenal. So for me, in terms of overall performance, I'm going with Hugo Lloris. Bad boy captain, Tottenham's main man in terms of you know, experience, and he's been at the club a long time. So Lloris takes the goalkeeper's gloves for me, and I think potentially Lloris will turn up as well, because it's a North London derby. He knows what it means. He's been at the club a long time, so hopefully Lloris will turn up with some good saves, because he's going to definitely have some saves to make. So let's hope he has a good game. So Lloris in goal. Now we're going to go with the left back, and this one's very debatable. Is it going to be Reguilon, or is it going to be Tierney? You know, if you look at the stats, Reggie's got 4 assists and Tierney's got 2. But if you look at Reggie, he's only played 1,300 minutes and Tierney's played 1,900 minutes. So, you know, he's played a lot more than Reggie because Reggie's been injured. So in that time, Reggie's still got more assists than him, double the assists than him. If you look at Reggie's delivery of his crossing and his final ball, is very good. Tierney seems to beat a man and then doesn't always get in a quality cross. Reggie is more in sync with his players, with Harry Kane especially. So Reggie's kind of understanding of his job and his link-up play with his strikers is better than Tierney. And that's why Tierney's only got 2 assists and Reggie's got 4 assists, because he's got that kind of connection. Don't get me wrong, he's got better players to finish the chances. You know, Harry Kane's better than Aubameyang. So obviously Harry Kane is going to finish more. Sonny's better. But then they've got Saka and they've got Lacazette and Aubameyang. So, you know, they can't say they haven't got good players up front. For me, Reggie Regulate takes that. But it's a debatable one. And Arsenal fans will argue all day long until they run out of breath that, you know, obviously Tierney should go ahead of Reguilon. But not for me. Not for me. Reguilon takes it. And I've given you the stats and the reasons why. Then we've got the centre-back pairing. For me, guys, this is also very contentious. I mean, out the kind of 4 in contention, you got Toby, you got Sanchez, you got David Luiz, and you got Gabriel. Gabriel's a good player, and David Luiz has found some form as well. Looks like Sideshow Bob has basically Sideshow Bob has basically turned less into a clown, and he's starting to find a little bit of form, but he's still a bit ipsy-dipsy, you get me? He's still a little bit topsy-turvy in that. Sanchez, we know he's got a mistake in him. You know, Davinson Sanchez needs daddy next to him, Toby, you know, older brother. You know, he needs his boy next to him to feel assured, so that if he makes a mistake, it's swept up by either Toby or Pierre. And Tanguy makes a big difference as well in that DM role, because he helps Højbjerg sweep up, because he's strong as well, you know, and he reads the game well. And then obviously you've got so Toby, Gabriel, Sanchez, Luiz. So for me, I'm going to go left next to Reguilon. I'm going to go with, it's a difficult one, but I'm going to go with Sanchez on this one, just over Luiz. I think Sanchez has been strong, powerful, quick. He's been putting out, you know, the fires, yeah? And if you look at, like, I know, you know, beating, like, obviously, teams like Burnley, Crystal Palace, Fulham. But we've seen what Fulham can do. We've seen Crystal Palace, you know, and Benteke and Zaha have quality players. You know, and Sanchez, to be fair, has kept his door well closed. There hasn't been too many individual errors. I look at David Luiz, you know, he's a yellow card away from something silly. His passing and his distribution is not great. Don't get me wrong, Sanchez can't pass either. But his mistakes have been less recently. For me, David Luiz, they've been leaking goals. You know, they're not... They're not in any way, Arsenal in no way secure at the back compared to Spurs at the moment. You look at us with the way we've been playing recently, and you look at the way Arsenal have been playing recently. For me, Arsenal have leakier goals in them than Spurs at the moment because of our wing backs, Reggie and Aurier, being so good defensively. I look at Holding, I look at Tierney, I look at Gabriel, David Luiz. You know, they're not as good as us at the back. I mean, we're no greatly better, but when you look at our first 11 back 4 of Aurier, Sanchez, Toby and Reguilon, that's better than Arsenal's backline, if you ask me, as a unit. So I'm going to go with Sanchez, guys. But there's an argument to be had for Luis. There's an argument to have for Luis. So it's a 60-40, and I'm just over the line with Sanchez on that because of the pace and power and the mistakes that he's got out of his game. I feel like Luis has got more of a mistake in him than Sanchez. When we move over to the next position and we look at Toby and we look at Gabriel. Gabriel's a good player, no doubt. Yeah, I mean, if you look at his and you look at his kind of experience and what he brings, he's a very good player. He's a very good player, no doubt. But he's not hit the heights and the consistency that Toby's given us. And if you look at Toby's leadership and his positioning and his understanding of the game, I feel that he pips it ahead of Gabriel. But again, that's a 60-40 decision because Gabriel's quicker. Toby's slowed down. You know, he's an older player. Gabriel, you know, still to prove himself in the Premier League. When you look at the clean sheets and you look at the 2 clean sheets for... not the 2 clean sheets, sorry. The 3 clean sheets for Gabriel. And you look at Toby's clean sheets. And you can see, man, Toby's... you know, he's up there. He's up there with the clean sheets. I mean, him and Dyer and him and Sanchez have had good partnerships. But if you look at the partnership of Dyer, it was good at the beginning of the season, and that's where we got that defensive record. It was to do with that. And you look at, obviously, you know, now with Sanchez, Toby's doing it. He's done it with Dyer, now he's doing it with Sanchez. So the guy's flexible. He can play with different players. He brings the best out of his partner. And for me, guys, it's a 60-40 decision. But I'm going to go with Toby Alderweireld in that centre-back position. So right now, it's all Spurs. And you're probably thinking, why is this guy going all Spurs? But I don't see Tierney ahead of Reguilon. I don't see Luis ahead of Sanchez. And I don't see Gabriel ahead of Toby Alderweireld. But it's close. It's close. With all 3 of them, it's close. But this one's going to be a bit easier, guys. Bellerin or Aurier. So, guys, for me, this is really simple, man. You know what I mean? Bellerin, Arsenal fans will tell you, he's lost it. He's lost it. He's just not the player he was. A few years ago, he was doing really well. But when you look at it, Burnley have just scored another goal. Come on, Burnley, doing the business against Everton, man. That's what we need, man. That's what we need, these teams to drop points. But if we look at it, yeah, and we look at Bellerin, for me, over Aurier, Aurier isn't the greatest right back in the league. We know that. But if you look at his 2 assists and 1 goal over 1,100 minutes, and then you look at Bellerin to have 3 assists and 1 goal, but over 1,900 minutes. So he's had nearly double the minutes as Aurier, and he's only got 1 extra assist. So for me, Aurier's pace is less than Bellerin. Bellerin's quicker, but Aurier's all-round game and his defensive work is where he wins it. I feel like Bellerin defensively is not as good as Aurier. So I'll go for Aurier on that one. Let me know what you think, but that's what I'm going with. Now, let's move into those 2 defensive midfielders. So it's a straight back 4 Tottenham. It's a goalkeeper Tottenham. But don't get me wrong, out that back 4, Tierney, Luis and Gabriel, it's you know, it's debatable. It's debatable, you know what I mean? And if you go on my channel, Spurs Debate, earlier I did a stream where I basically debated for 3 hours with Arsenal fans, every single player in that combined 11. So get on my stream on Spurs Debate YouTube channel. That's Spurs Debate, one word, and you'll see a 3-hour stream that went up about an hour ago. And it's discussing with Arsenal fans who I think should start. But I had to be nice to them, innit? So I gave them a couple of players, you know what I'm saying? Keeping some loyalty, you know what I mean? They're friends as well, so I got to look after them. But really, if you're asking me, in my heart, in my deepest, darkest heart, I'm going with a straight Spurs back 4 over the Arsenal back 4. Let's go defensive midfield. This one's going to be straightforward as well, man. I'm sorry, Arsenal fans, but it is what it is, yeah? I'm not really sorry. I'm happy, you know what I mean? I ain't apologising for your weakness and your poor squad. You get me? But all I'm going to say is Pierre Højbjerg and I'm going to say Tanguy for the 2 DMs. Now, let's look at Arsenal's DMs, yeah? They got Xhaka, who's average at best, and they got Thomas Partey, you know, the party song. How's it go? Party, 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 dun, 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 dun. So look, basically, yeah, Partey, Tanguy, Xhaka, PH. PH, Pierre Højbjerg, General, I salute you, one hand on my head. You start over Xhaka. That guy couldn't even tie your shoelaces. That guy couldn't even share the same oxygen as you. If he was sharing the same oxygen as you, it might make him a better player. That's how good you are, Pierre. So Pierre takes it over Xhaka. And then we've got Tanguy and Partey. Partey's all right. He's done well. But party done. Party's over. He hasn't really started the party. He hasn't come to the party. He hasn't really entertained us enough this season for me to look at him and go, Party's the man. He's had a couple of performances. I think it was the Man United performance. Hoo-ha. But you got to do it consistently. Tanguy's done it all season. Pierre's done it all season. Xhaka's not done it. Thomas Partey's not done it yet. He's a better player than Xhaka, but he's not as good as Sanchez, Tanguy, and he's not as good as Pierre. So Pierre takes it all day long. Tanguy takes it all day. And the way Tanguy takes a ball from the goalkeeper from Lloris, soft feet, twists a man, boom, 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 gone. Yeah, the way Pierre defends and the way he stands up against players and goes in, tackles, gets the ball, mops up, reads the game. The way Pierre reads the game is unbelievable. He reads it like he's reading the encyclopedia. And Tanguy will just get out of a tight spot. Honestly, Tanguy could get out of a dead end, yeah, and make it turn into a two-way street. That's how good Tanguy is. And he's off pace, power, passing, distribution, through ball. See you later. Harry Kane to Son. Thank you very much. Tanguy goes in there for me. Now, this is where it gets a bit more contentious. So, Lucas Moura has been playing the false 9 in behind Harry Kane. And I like that because I see how that works. You see, when Kane drops into a false 9, Lucas turns into a kind of number 10, a forward. He travels up the pitch. He kind of almost overlaps Kane. And Kane finds him with the through ball. And whether Jose meant that purposely or that just kind of naturally developed that relationship, it's working. Yeah, Kane drops, Son, Lamela and Bell push on. And Kane turns into Kevin De Bruyne. And those three turn into, like, you know, 3 Sonnies, you know, or 3 Bells or whatever you want to call it. And to be fair, Lucas Moura has been coming to the party. Yeah, he's been coming to the party. Forget Thomas Partey, man. He's got his own party, Lucas Moura. Yeah, we're loving it. Even Jamie Vardy doesn't have parties like the way Lucas Moura has come to the party. So Lucas Moura over. Now, this is where it gets interesting now. For me, I would say if I had to put one Arsenal player, I'd put Saka in there over Moura. But it's still debatable. Saka's pacey, Saka's trickery, and Saka's, you know, he's been banging in the goals and the assists. So big up to him for that, you know, for that contribution. Although, you know, I hate every Arsenal player out there, but I have to respect that Saka's turned up. But for me, Saka over Lucas Moura potentially. Yeah, if you play him as a false 9. But if you play Saka on the left, he ain't getting in over Son. If you play him on the right, is he getting in over Bale? I don't know, man. I don't think so. I don't think the way Gareth Bale's left foot is banging in them goals, pinging out them passes, you know, the way he's just moving around that pitch and finding space for his age. You know what I mean? Where does Saka go? But if we had to fit him in, maybe I'll put him in over Lucas Moura in that false 9. Lucas Moura does hustle and bustle and get involved, and he bites and he doesn't give up. He runs into like players sometimes, but recently he's been laying it off. And I think he's appreciating the space in front of him. Lucas Moura is appreciating all that lovely green grass in front of him. And he's loving it that he can run. If you remember Man United away and he scored them 3 goals, it was almost like a false 9. And he just loved it. He was playing up top. He was getting the ball. And he was just taking it to the defenders at the time. I think it was Chris Smalling got turned upside down, man. Do you know what I mean? He just got flipped like a flip-flop. But Saka then over Lucas Moura. If I have to be nice, I have to do something, then all right, Saka, you're going in over Lucas Moura. But Lucas Moura for me, you know, it's a 50-50 call. On the left, Sonny. Listen, Willian, you know, Lacazette. Nah, man, no, not over Sonny. Sonny's pace, Sonny's amazing timing of his runs, beating the offside trap each and every time. Sonny's ability to assist, Sonny's ability to pass with the outside of his foot, with the inside of his foot, you know, and curve a ball in. Sonny's crossing from corners. Sonny's pressing. Sonny's attitude and work rate. And Sonny's one-on-one ability. Ain't nobody taking that from him, man. So for me, Sonny on the left. Willian, see you later, bro. Will I am not. Forget will I am not. Because you are definitely not anywhere near Sonny, my friend. And you know, you didn't come to Spurs, and that's good you didn't come to Spurs, man. Because trust me, man, with Sonny, we've got one of the best players in that position on the left who can also turn into an attacker. So for me, Sonny goes there with raw pace and finishing and everything else he does. Willian, see you later, bruv. And then up top in the middle, Harry Kane. Do I need to say the rest? My guy, let them know, bruv. What you saying, man? You think that Aubameyang can start over you? Are you mad, mate? Are you mad? Did you see this man, Harry Kane, over my left shoulder? Yeah? Do you guys see who this guy is? It might be over my right shoulder with the way you're watching it. But come on. This guy's the best player in the world, man. Ain't Aubameyang getting in there, man. No chance. So that's going to Harry Kane. He's assisting. You know, for me, Harry Kane is De Bruyne and Aguero in one. He's like basically the best striker and the best assist machine in the world. in one. Do you know what I mean? That man's like Robocop with like the Terminator inside him as well. It's crazy. This guy's just unbelievable. I mean, like, no words can describe what he's doing right now. The way he's setting up goals and the way he's setting up goals and the way he's finishing goals. Harry Kane is unplayable. He's undroppable. He's You can't defend against him. You can't defend against Harry Kane. He will find space. He will put it for your legs. He will set up someone if he ain't scoring. So Harry Kane takes that over Aubameyang or Lacazette. And then you got on the right Gareth Bale. Now this is where you could argue that obviously Saka would play maybe. That's debatable. But for me, Gareth Bale right now, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of David Beckham. It reminds me of how David Beckham aged and started springing the ball about and found space and time as he lost a yard of space. And David Beckham aged well. You know, he went on to do good things. And I feel like Gareth Bale, having played with having played at Madrid, having seen David Beckham, how he finished his career, you look at Wayne Rooney, you know, he's kind of looked at him and thought, do you know what, I might not have the pace, but I can still pass a ball and I can still open up a defence with the ball over the top like he has done to Kane. I can still finish with my left foot. I can still set up goals. And he's still quick. He's not slow. He's just not the blistering pace of the old. But Gareth Bale still has a massive place in the Premier League and in the higher levels of football, whether it's Europa League finals, whether it's against Man City in the Carabao Cup, whether it's playing away in the Premier League. That guy can do it against the best defenders. He's shown that. He just needed to trust his body a little bit more and basically allow his body to go into fifth gear, because your mind has to tell your body, okay, I'm going to push you now. And he's making them extra runs and he's just finishing everything, man. The guy's left foot is just absolute, it's the knees. It's everything, man. It's mustard. You know what I mean? Anything that's touching that left foot is coming off right now. So for me, Saka, you're still young. Yes, you've exploded. But I'd put you in there for Lucas just to give one Arsenal player a chance. But literally, I've gone with all Tottenham players. And I love to say this because I'm not saying this because I'm a Tottenham fan. I'm saying this because it's the truth. I'm saying this because I'm talking with facts and reality, man. I'm not even messing about. Saka's the only player that I see starting, and potentially Gabriel over Alderweireld. But I still think Alderweireld's done more this season than Gabriel. I feel Sanchez and Luiz is a tight one. But again, Sanchez pips it for me if you look at the form. And if you look at, obviously, Reguilon over Tierney, that's a tight one too. But otherwise, the team picks itself, guys, yeah? But I put Saka in there instead of Lucas Moura because he scored them goals. And he set up some goals as well. So that's my starting 11 combined. Lloris, Reguilon, Sanchez, Alderweireld, Aurier, Pierre Højbjerg, General, put your hand on your head, sir. Tanguy, yeah, twist and shout, turn you out. And then you got in front of him, Saka, on the left, Sonny, Kane and Bell. Come on, you Spurs. Big up the Lily White. Subscribe and share to his channel if you ain't already. And make sure you get on my channel, the Spurs Debate. SPURS Debate in one word. Come and check me out. I'm always putting videos up there. Loads of creative content on there as well. I love Lily White. I've been on the channel for the first time. I'll definitely be coming back. He was on my channel earlier on. It's one Spurs love. It's one community. It's one result. It's 3 points. It's samosas all around. And I'm giving out free chutneys as well tomorrow. So I'll see you again. Take care. Respect, love and unity. Big up you Spurs. Come on 3 points. Come on Tottenham. Come on Harry Kane. I'm going 3-0 or 3-1. Yeah, but definitely 3 goals, man. We might give out a silly goal. Yeah, but I think for me, Gareth Bale's going to turn up. Yeah, I think Harry Kane always turns up against Arsenal. That guy just loves it. You know what I mean? For him, Arsenal is like going to the post office. And Sonny's due a goal, man. So hopefully he'll chip in and get a nice counter or a nice one-on-one and just slot it past him. But listen, Arsenal, you lot be ready, man. You got Kane, Son and Bale. Are you ready for the shots? Are you ready for the shots? Yeah, it's Tottenham versus Arsenal. It's the weekend kickoff. Premier League action got us feeling so tough. Yeah, I got the rap on my channel, so check it out on my channel. I got the Tottenham Hotspur rap. I'm going to be putting more raps out there and freestyles. It's the weekend kickoff. Europa League action glory got us feeling so tough. All right, guys, respect, one love. Big up Lily White, and I'll see you soon.